Now when the lights turn out on focus, overdose, slow, hope, don't choke this lucid psychosis, kitty cat broke it, leaking out slow, get the most so
This is Project Connect, a show where we take people who are up and coming in the Inland Northwest, whether their passion is music, art, photography, sports, or just trying to live out their dream. We pre-select 5 photos off their social media platforms to give them a chance to describe what was going on instead of the caption they had posted with it.
don't choke this lucid psychosis, kitty cat broke it, leaking out slow, get the most so ferocious. We about both, keep it breathing, keep it dark. We could spark trees and I won't seek me. We could catch feelings, speak about dreams and the world so free.
Thanks for tuning in. Let's get started. Welcome to Project Connect. I'm Dan Hanlon. Today I have Nathan Boston here talking about his life and personal training. Glad you could come on the show today.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Glad to be here.
So right now we'll kind of jump into it. Start off with the first photo here. Which looks like you and your dog here.
Yeah, that's a great photo.
So, how long have you had him? Is it a him?
Yeah, so his name's Mason. He's an Australian Shepherd, German Shepherd mix.
Okay.
I got him back in August, actually. He went through, was actually a pretty rough time in my life, so I was like, I need to get an animal.
Yeah.
Kind of like a service animal. And so the VA, the Veterans Affairs, actually assisted me in getting him.
Oh, okay.
And getting a letter for him so that I could basically take him anywhere with me.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I rescued him from the shelter at 6.5 months old. And then, yeah, he's been with me ever since, and he's the best dog.
Yeah.
By far I've ever seen, had, and he's soft.
So I'll jump to the second photo here. Which is back when you worked at Dutch Brothers, I believe.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah.
So that was me trying to get my comfort zone. So I'm like extremely introverted. I know it's kind of weird being a personal trainer and like doing all that kind of stuff with people. But I do really like spending like quality time just by myself.
Yeah.
And so getting that job at Dutch Bros, like where I was uncomfortable, where I was in a basically a mindset of I'm trying to get myself out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
It actually helped me a lot. I actually am a firm believer that job right there is what made me be so personable, is a good way to put it.
Yeah.
For personal training.
Okay.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I know some of the people, like I know Dakota in the background.
Yeah, Dakota and Taylor,
Yeah.
Aspen, yeah. So we that was one of the shifts that we were working together. I can't remember what day that was. But it was just a really cool, fun shift.
Yeah.
You know, just having a really good time, slinging drinks, pulling compressor shots. It was
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
It was super fun.
That's awesome. Is that the only like espresso type job you've ever had? Just really now you're just, well, clearly you're all in personal training. So
Yeah.
You're not really. This is a while back, it looks like. Well, clearly it's a flashback.
Yeah. Okay, so
It looks like there was a story though.
So Devin Lopez, it was actually me, Devin Lopez, and then Ian Lynch, and we were all hanging out downtown. It was middle of summertime, and we were just being weirdos. And so we actually threw the drink in the air. I don't know how we landed on the ground, especially in that fashion.
Yeah.
But it was just one of those moments where it was like we took a picture of it, and it was like this is a description of just our friendship of how it is always.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those photos. So you just look back and you're like, yeah, that was a solid
us.
time. Yeah, that's us. That's us in the raw.
That's funny. And I mean, yeah, I've known Devin for a while. He's a really nice guy. Him and Brooke are great parents.
They are.
Tattoo.
Oh yeah. So that was before. So now it's all finished.
Oh, okay.
It's been a while. But that's actually the tattoo I got. The reason why I picked old fashioned was because that was when I was in the Navy. That was when I got it. And I actually got that as a story of my life.
Okay.
it's kind of hard to tell right now because there's no color in it or anything.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'll kind of explain it through here. So basically, I came through a Christian household. That's where I grew up.
Okay.
And then I got it when I was in the Navy. And then basically the ocean's always rough, right?
Yeah.
Life's always super rough. And basically I'm the ship, and I'm always finding my way back to where I came from.
Oh, okay.
And then I was in the military. I was in a pretty dark time, so the light shining through is like there's always light at the other side. Like you just gotta keep pushing through. And it hasn't failed me yet. I'll just say that.
That's awesome. I didn't know there was like such a deep meaning to that behind. Like,
I told myself that my first tattoo would always mean something.
Yeah.
And so when I kind of put it together, I told the tattoo artist, I was like, listen, I was like, this is where I'm at. I was like, this is where I want to be. He's like, don't worry, I got you.
Yeah.
He perfectly like put in a picture.
Was it someone local here, or was it?
This was in Silverdale.
Oh, okay.
Silverdale, Washington.
Okay.
Where I was stationed. I was stationed at Bangor when I was in there. I think
Okay.
that was 2015 or so.
All right. Snowboarding. I'm super big into snowboarding.
I love snowboarding.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
It's the thing to do up in North Idaho in the winter.
Yeah. This photo was taken by Braden Ridgewell.
Okay.
This was actually at the top of the triple at Schweitzer.
All right.
And I just, every time I go to Schweitzer, I always have my music in, and it's always just the world goes out, everything turns out. Actually, before I started working out. So the reason I got into working out was because working out actually saved my life. After the military, everything I did there, I basically went into a deeper, darker hole. And it was either working out was going to save my life or suicide's going to kill me.
Yeah.
And snowboarding back then, snowboarding was my outlet in the wintertime.
Yeah.
That was when it was like my therapy session where I could go alone and I could just, and nothing else mattered. So that photo, I guess, is basically just like, this is my outlet. This is where I come to think.
I get that completely, because that's the way that I look at it when I'm up on the mountain. Is it's just kind of me in the mountain, and I'm not focused on anything else. I'm just
I love that photo.
Yeah,
it's super cool.
So I believe that's the last photo. That's 5 photos. Yep. And so really, this is the kind of part of the show where I'm gonna try and give you an outlet so you can share what you have going on with your life. I know we were talking earlier about how you got stuff going on right now. I'm gonna let you take over the reins, let you talk. You can talk into any of these cameras here, and just kind of go for it.
Well, I've been full-time personal training since April of last year.
Okay.
Reason I started to want to train, I've actually been training for a total of over 2.5 years or so now. But the reason I want to do it as a full-time job was simply because I got what I needed out of it. I got myself back out of the hole where I was at, and it was like I could take this and make it into something positive, or I could take this and make it something about me. And I decided to quit all of my jobs. I was working at Big Dan's Nutrition and Dutch Bros. Actually, forcibly left Dutch Bros. Won't go into there. And then Big Dan's, and I left those 2 jobs and I started training full time. And then I guess from there, it was just like, let's see what we can do type of thing.
Yeah.
I wasn't really sure what I was getting myself into. I knew I could go ahead and change lives. I knew how to train people, but what I was really getting myself into was actually something that was like much more eye-opening. Like the amount of people that I've met who are like, your story is literally the reason why I work out, or your story is why I'm here. You come to realize that when you start seeing the people there, and you start really knowing the people there at the gym every single day, those people that are there at those same exact times, they're there not because they have to be, they're there because they want to be, because they're working on themselves. And I think that's like the most beautiful thing about the industry that I'm in. And on top of that is the clientele. Like I have the coolest clients. They are nonstop working hard to get to their goals. Like a lot of people think personal trainer, like you're just supposed to give them the answers, right? Being a personal trainer, you're supposed to give them the answers, you're supposed to give them a meal plan, you're supposed to give them their goals, and that's supposed to be it. As what I stepped back from that, and I thought to myself, that's not what a personal trainer is supposed to be. A personal trainer is supposed to be a teacher. It's supposed to be like someone who leads by example. And so by that, I've come up with basically all of my workouts, everything I do, all my meal plans. I teach them how to do everything that they need to do. Okay. Reason being is because when they don't have me anymore, so like in 12, 16, 20 weeks, however long they decide to train for, when that time is up, I expect them to go out and try it on their own.
Yeah.
Okay, because I want to see how much they learned. Okay.
Yeah.
When it comes to like the food and the macros and everything, I just give them straight macros, and I let them figure out how to eat it all themselves, how to count it all.
What exactly is a macro?
So macros are your fast to carbs to protein.
Okay.
And it's basically ratios in the day that make up your total caloric intake. And I give them those numbers, and then they go ahead and fill it with whatever they want. So not only does it allow them to learn how by themselves, but it also gives you the opportunity to follow what they do and give them advice where advice needs to be given.
Yeah.
If it's one thing that I wish I would have done, I wish I would have done this route my way, because it's taken me a lot longer to learn.
Yeah.
I have people learning about 12 to 16 weeks. It took me about a year and a half to learn how to like fully learn everything.
Yeah.
But I mean, I wouldn't change anything about it. The industry that I'm in, I always people tell me all the time, like, your prices are too low, I'm not in it for the money, I'm in it to change lives.
Yeah.
And I tell people that every day, and they look at me like kind of strange, because most people who don't know my story,
yeah,
they just kind of put like, oh, you're in this to make really good money. No, I'm in this because I want to show people that there is more to life than just going ahead and going to the gym and working out.
Yeah.
And eating healthy. It's not just like a diet, a life-round diet. It's a lifestyle.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Lifestyle choice.
Yeah. And so teaching people how to get out of their bad habits, teaching people how to say, I can't, instead of saying I can't, saying I will or I do. That's probably one of the hardest battles, because you meet a lot of people who are actually mentally not as strong as you. Even in your darkest point, your lowest point, they're still a little weaker than you at that point, and you have to teach them. It's like you're almost like their counselor for a while, because you're just going through this nonstop process of just teaching them that they can, that they will, that it's like for a lot of people, it's like lifting heavy weights or lifting weights in general. Like, I can't do that. That's too much weight. I can't do that. And then as soon as they start getting out of that, I can't do that too, I can do that, then their progress starts just taking off.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those things where I just love to do it. It's super self-fulfilling just seeing people change their lives around you. And yeah, I mean, it changed my life. And I tell my clients after I've had them for a while, I'm like, do you understand why I started training?
Yeah.
And they look at me kind of confused, like, because you just like to train people. Like, but do you fully understand? And so at that point, I've had multiple people actually open up saying, this is like my outlet. This is my way of getting it out. This is my way. And you know, there's really two workout songs that I'll put on before a workout. One of them is called Therapy Session by NF. And then the second one is called Keep Pushing. And that is, who's that by? It's T-Ferg and Meech Mara.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a weird mix, but I mean, it keeps you going. It's a motivating song.
Yeah, there you go.
But those two songs put together, I'll put one on like before my workout, and I'll put one midway through, and it just gets me back in the mind game of you're doing this because it's, you're not so much trying to change yourself, you're so much trying to change people around you. And I think that's like why I started doing this. It's just because I personally love it. It gets people looking outside the box of who they really are. And I think that's like the coolest thing. Yeah. It's because once you start really, really, really poking at like what's gonna make you tick. Yeah. And then they start figuring out that they can go ahead and do these certain things that they told themselves that they can't. That's when like the results start happening. Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, I mean, a lot of people are like, you got to get a personal trainer for accountability. You got to get a personal trainer first of all to learn the aspects of different working out. It's not just working out, it's a lifestyle. Yeah. And I think that's like the one thing I just try to push is like, this is not on me, it's on you. Yeah. Like, I'm teaching you everything I know, and it's up to you to absorb it, and it's up to you to use it
and practice.
Yeah. Okay. Because when I'm not here, my goal is for you to be able to go over into the gym and do all the workouts with the correct form, keeping your elbows in, shoulders back, chest out. You know what I mean? And that's like one of the most challenging, fun things I've ever done. Yeah. It's just teaching someone else like the way you do things. Yeah. Because a lot of people don't really understand until you sit down and you're just like, listen.
Well, I mean, I get that aspect just because like I cook. I've been a sushi chef for 4 or 5 years. And, like,
I've seen some of your work. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, and I've done cooking in the kitchen and everything. And so it's like when a new guy comes in and I'm trying to teach the new guys, sometimes they're just kind of, oh no, I don't know if I can do that. It's just like, well,
you just gotta try.
You just gotta get into it,
and that's the biggest thing.
Just push yourself a little harder.
Is push it, and then once you feel like you can't, push a little harder.
Just get out of your comfort zone a little bit.
And at that point, you're going to go ahead and succeed. And that's like I mean, that's what I try and push everyone to learn.
Yeah, exactly. I believe you were gonna also plug in your.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I'm a trainer at Fuel Fitness, right? So as of right now, I started training there full time since April, and I've loved every single minute of it. I want to change as many lives as possible. I need your guys' help. Okay. You go to CDA Press, and you go to Best of 2019. You can actually vote for me there under personal trainers. It's under health and beauty. It would be much appreciated. Right then, if this goes the way I want it to go, I got some huge plans for 2019, and I'd love for you guys to be a part of it.
And I believe you're top five.
Yeah, top five. There. So we made the second round. First round had I want to say 25 people in it, and we're in the second round, and the second round only has 5 people as the last round. So
make sure you go out and vote.
Yeah, I'd be pretty rad.
Get them to be best of 2019.
It would be appreciated.
So,
it really would be.
Thank you for watching Project Connect today. Thank you for coming on today.
Absolutely.
And I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Make sure you go vote for him.